have nurtured your audience. You've made them aware, you've got them interested, you've shared your story, and now it's the time to help them make a decision. Ideally, a resounding yes please to working with you. In today's episode, I am going to share the secrets you need to know to help your clients say yes, because you're authentically aligned and they can't wait to work with you.
Welcome to Inner Business, the podcast that delves deep into the soul of entrepreneurship. My name is Selena Woodward, seasoned business owner, qualified business coach, and intuitive guide. I'm going to offer you actionable steps to increase your revenue whilst we explore how you are showing up in your business. Let's explore the blocks and connect the dots on your journey to business fulfillment.
So today we're talking about the penultimate part of your sales funnel. And you'd think after all the work you've already done to get their attention and share your story, they would be very, very happy to say, hell yeah, to working with you, right? But the reality is a decision is a commitment. And sometimes commitments can be a little bit scary, a bit intimidating. Now, in our previous episodes where we've talked about the other stages, I've been using this great analogy about dating. And remember, in the step before the decision stage, it's a bit like going out to the nightclub and, strutting your funky stuff and trying to get a phone number without the creepiness. We talked a lot about that. And in fact, if you've missed the other episodes and you're like, I do want to see how you throw those shapes on the dance floor, Sal, then I would recommend that you have a look in the description below, because we have a whole heap of videos on soulful sales funnels for you to explore. But I want to go back to this analogy, this dating analogy. If the interest phase is about attracting their attention and getting their phone number or their email address in exchange for a lead magnet in the business world, then the decision phase is actually like asking them to marry you. And of course, there's a big gap between those things in real life in the dating world, and there might be in your sales funnel too. You might need to nurture that client until they're ready to say yes to a marriage proposal. And the other thing is, you don't actually get to hear the answer, whether it's a yes or a no, until they take action at the very end of your sales funnel. I know, I like to now, I want to know now, but that's just not how this works. Remember though, in a soulful sales funnel, this isn't just about having somebody say, yes, I want to buy. This is about having somebody say, yes, I trust you. I understand that you can help me. I would like to journey with you. I would like to continue this relationship to my benefit. Can I please tap into your expertise and services? That's very different, isn't it, when you frame it like that to give me your money. This decision phase is about creating clarity and trust so that your customer feels all of those things and they feel safe enough to take that leap of faith. Now, there are other episodes here on this YouTube channel that talk about this leap of faith in some detail. So again, check the description below and look for this episode if you want a deep dive on it. Because the psychology around the decision process is actually really interesting. No matter what you are offering them, no matter whether or not they think this is absolutely wonderful and they really need it, the minute they go to make that choice, that decision, put their finger on the call to action button and say, yes, buy now, book now. The minute they do that, something is going to happen in their brain, something called dissonance. And their brain is going to work really, really hard to show them all the reasons the answer should be, heck no, whoa there, Nelly. Why does that happen? Go check out that video. Like I say, I'm going to deep dive on it. If you're a bit of a nerd like me, you'll love it. But there are 3 things that tend to pop up, and they're kind of familiar to our story brand script. There's internal fear, like, what if this doesn't work for me? External challenges, like, do I have the money for this? Is this going to actually get me a return on my investment? And then the pressures of what other people think, societal pressures. If I do this and people find out, are they going to judge me in a good way or a hard, bad, icky way? Most of my clients are a bit above that, but it happens, okay? Lots of people worry about what people are going to think of them. I want you to just spend a minute putting yourself in your customer's shoes. Think of a time when you've seen something that feels awesome and you really, really want it. And then you go to make the decision to purchase it, and immediately your body is flooded with adrenaline and all of this sort of negative stuff starts happening in your head. Oh, what about this? Oh, what about that? Can you think of one of those moments? Share in the comments below, what was that experience like? And what did that business do actively to help you get over that? Because that's what the key is. There are several steps you can take in your socials, on your website, to help with that dissonance and remove it so that the decision is much easier. If their brain wants them to stay exactly where they are, because their brain goes, this is familiar, I know how to handle this, I know you want to be better, but I'm not sure I want you to do that because I'm afraid. Here are all the reasons I'm afraid. Have you thought about what those reasons are? Would you like some tips around how to support your client when that happens? Because it happens to all of us. You've commented below, right? First of all, in that interest phase, in the lead up to this, make sure you have shared a lot of testimonials and make sure they are on your website or wherever it is that you're calling them to action. We need social proof. We need to know that this has worked for other people. That is going to combat that voice in their head that says, I don't know if this is going to work, because they can see that it's worked for others. That's really, really important. Get the testimonials of your clients and customers up there and try and craft those testimonials and reviews to match your brand script. Again, there's an episode here on how to do that, and in the description below, you'll find the link. Because everything you can do in this sales funnel to help your potential client understand they are safe and you see them and you hear them is important. And when you share a testimonial from one of your previous customers, they get to see themselves again. They get to see the hope. They get to see that it works. They get to build that trust and they're pulled towards you again. You see how that works? Go and have a look at your landing page or wherever it is you're asking your customers to make a decision and check that you have put that social proof there. You've reassured them with stories of success, genuine stories of success from past clients. Secondly, be prepared to handle objections. All of the things that are popping into their head, all the reasons that their brain is giving them to not move forward. Have you sat down and thought about what those objections might be? You can negate these by having a frequently asked questions section on your sales page. You can negate these by answering these questions in emails or in your socials. Customers have asked me X, here's how I would answer. Yeah, make sure that you have sat down with a pen and thought of all of the reasons you can think of to not move forward. Even better if you can put yourself in the position of your client and do it with their persona in your mind. Then prepare to answer those questions proactively in your copy. Thirdly, you got to sprinkle a little salt in most dishes in order to make it tasty. What am I on about? You need to go back to your brand script and look at the negative stakes. When I look at your sales page or your sales email, is there copy in there that shows me what my life might be like if I don't work with you? Now, this sometimes brings stuff up for my clients around not wanting to be negative and wanting to be in the positive. But when you want someone to make a decision, you need to show them both sides of the coin and let them choose. They can't make a choice if they don't know what the options are. And finally, simplify their decision-making process. Those of you who have worked with me, you know about the 3-part plan. You will have one on your website and on your social medias. Whenever you want someone to make a decision, you show them what that journey will look like. Step 1 is where they're at and how they're going to work with you to start with. Step 2 is the process you will go through together. And step 3 is the outcome or the transformation that they will experience. 3 steps that shows their brain, look, it's easy. All you have to do is X, Y, Z. And again, I have a whole episode deep diving on that one as well. Check the comments. Boy, I love StoryBrand. So, which one of these are you going to action first? Go and look at your website and see whether or not you need a 3-step plan. Check to see whether you've communicated the stakes. Have you showed them what life is going to look like both sides of the fence? If they're sitting on a fence, imagine them looking that way and that way, and they got to choose. Ask them to make a choice. Tell them it's okay if it's a no. Which one? Don't sit on top of the fence. It's uncomfortable. Be prepared to handle objections. Where's your FAQs? Where are the moments where you answer the questions that you know they're going to be thinking? And did you do your work in preparing them with customer testimonials and social proof? Comment below, which one are you going to start with and why? Now, as you've been listening to this, you know that it's really important to me that we look at both sides of the coin. There was your business strategy. But I know that some of this stuff will have caused a little moment of ick in you. It might have triggered something in you because asking someone to marry you is a big deal for you as well, right? You have to be okay with the fact that they may well say, no thanks, or not yet. And that has to not become a personal thing. You have to recognize that the sales funnel, remember, gets skinnier as we go down because we are filtering out what is in our and their highest and best. And it's the customers that come out of that tiny bit at the bottom that are the ones that are working with us for the highest and best of all. And this is still a moment in the process where we're going to lose some. They're going to say no, and that's okay. So if something's coming up for you right now, comment below. We're all here for you. And let's just take a breath together. And just regulate our nervous system enough that we can just tune in to what is coming up. Take a deep breath. And let's just do a small visualization together when it comes to this decision phase. I want you to imagine a crossroads, and your client is standing in the middle of this crossroads. They don't know which way to go, and they're already feeling quite hassled, so they do not want any more pressure. And you are a soul-centered business person. You don't influence with pressure. You lead with curiosity, kindness, and love. So they know they're safe. Picture yourself holding a bright light. You're not pulling, you're not pushing. You're simply illuminating the path that involves you helping them and showing them that it's there if they want to take it. Simply illuminating that path shows them some stepping stones that they can take one at a time to get where they desperately want to be. Feel the ease of being the guide, of shining the light and letting them make their choice. You are not a persuader. You are a guide. Let go of any fear of sales or pushiness and replace that with trust. Trust in yourself that you are the right guide for them, and trust in the process of this new client making their decision. It's okay if they choose not to walk into your beam of light. How did that feel? What did that bring up for you? Comment below. Feel free to share your wisdom. Remember, as a soul-centered, heart-led business person, the sales process is not just about invoices and money. Money is, of course, an important part of it, but it's more about a journey and inviting someone to travel with you while you guide them and support them. It's about trust. It's about alignment. And perhaps most importantly, it's about hope. It's the start of a really meaningful relationship. And when you approach this moment with an authentic desire to help, a very strong sense of self, that means you will not feel hurt if they say no, because you know that it's not for them and that's okay, this pressure that you're feeling will melt away and you will attract even more beautifully aligned clients because you're giving the universe a very clear sign about who you want to work with and who you can help. So pick one of those 4 strategies I've shared today. Plenty of testimonials, go check. Are you prepared to handle objections? Do you have an FAQ? Communicate the stakes. Remember, you've got to sprinkle a little salt on that dish to make it taste good, so they'll say, yeah. Create that 3-step pathway that helps their brain to focus on the goal and not all of the fears and stories, because they are stories, they're not facts, that are holding them back. Now, if you need any help with any part of your sales funnel, don't hesitate to head to selenawoodward.com/book and have a free session with me where we will hash it all out and see how I can help you. What do you reckon? Is this video worth a like? Have you hit subscribe because you do not want to miss another episode? I hope so. What was your biggest takeaway from today's video? Please share it in the comments below. I love it when we have a conversation as a community. We learn so much from each other in those comments. I'll be back next Wednesday with the final section of our sales funnel, where the green energy of money turns from a decision of yes to action, where they press that button all the way and say, let's do this. I can't wait to see you then. In the meantime, take care and keep building your business 100% authentically as you.